Welcome to a new special series called The Bathroom Break. That extra 10 minutes you either have to listen to marketing tips or use the bathroom or both. But I don't recommend both, but that's your choice.
This collab is going to be super fun. We have Daniel Murray from the Marketing Millennials and me, Jay Schwedelson from the Do This Not That podcast and subjectline.com. Each episode in the series, we are going to go over quick tips about different marketing topics. And if you want to be in the bathroom, fine, just don't tell us about it. Thanks for checking it out. We are back for the bathroom break. This is Jay Schwedelson. I'm here with Daniel Murray, the Marketing Millennial. And today we're going to be talking about quiz funnels and how to use quizzes. But I have a quiz for Daniel first. I don't know if it's a quiz, it's more of a question. We're right up here on the holidays. I need to know something. Is this a holiday movie or not? I got two movies for you to ask you, all right? Die Hard, holiday movie or not?
Goodness, I'm going to get hate from it, but I think it is a holiday movie. I do think
of course it
is. But so many people are anti it. I don't know why. I just think it's so annoying. What is it? What is the other question?
Okay, Mean Girls, holiday movie or not?
I don't think that's a holiday movie.
But at the end of it, they do the song and dance where they're wearing their holiday costume.
Yeah, but you can just because they have one moment in holiday. But I do think. Like you could say, for anything could be a holiday movie if you really want to make it a holiday movie.
Yes, Gladiator 2 is a holiday movie.
Yeah, if you make it a tradition that every holiday you watch it, it could be.
There you go. All right. Well, let's get into today's discussion. Quiz funnels, the value of using quizzes in your marketing, in your email marketing. Whether you're a consumer or a business marketer, I don't know that there's a better tactic right now than quizzes. We're going to talk about what platforms to use, how to do it. So, Daniel, what do you think about quizzes? Do you think they're a great way to drive engagement or a big fat waste of time?
Great way to drive engagement because people have been used to doing it with all BuzzFeed. People love finding an answer to something if you give them an answer. Like, what's your skin type or what's your hair type, and then if you give them suggestion or what's your snacking type, which we did in Snack Nation. Also on the back end side is a great way to learn a lot about who your audience is and what their actual needs are as well. So it's a two-pronged approach. I think they are very engagement, but there's a sweet spot of too long versus too short. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think, first of all, surveys are kind of dead. And the reason surveys are dead is you hear a survey, it's kind of like hearing the word webinar. It just feels long. It feels boring. Quizzes, though, really are kind of like surveys, and they're crushing it. And I think a lot of business to business marketers, consumers gotten on the quiz train forever. But B2B, it does so well. And to your point, if you send out an email, and let's say you some sort of HR tool or whatever, and you have a question in the email saying, what's your biggest concern for 2025? Is it new HR legislation or is it changes to whatever? And it's literally a one question quiz. You put the buttons in there that you have either option. To your point, what you're doing then is you're not just getting the interaction, the click through and all, you are getting that segmentation because now you know what that person thinks about that topic. And then you could leverage that data for personalization moving forward. It is an incredible way to drive engagement. And so how would you utilize quizzes in marketing?
I would use it to tailor personalized offers take them on a journey. So what I would do is basically start with maybe an open-ended question like, what is your biggest challenge for this topic? And just have an open-ended question, have 4 questions, and then tailor messaging to that pain point as you go down the funnel. So I think it's really good to have like open-ended questions to start the funnel because then you can actually have the pain point. And then what I like to do is once you find the pain point that you're trying to target, then you need to have a personalized offer at the end to that pain point. You need to connect personalized offer to pain point. A lot of people, what they do wrong is they don't personalize the ending. It's just like, at the ending, it's just like, you get 20% off. What we did at Snack Nation is we had 4 snacking types you could be, and it would get you a different snack box that you would have for your office. One was like the protein muncher or something that would have all protein bars and beef jerky, and the other one was more of like the sweet tooth, and the sweet tooth would have this bar. But we would ask specific questions, and then we would tailor offer for that package for that funnel.
Yeah, and just building off of that, you can tie your offer, right? So if you put that one question quiz, let's say at the start of your newsletter, which is a great engagement boost, and then they answer the one question, they say, "Great, here's a guide for you on that exact topic," right? It is the starting point to get them into kind of your funnel, and the data is speaking this. In the last 6 months, one question quizzes, literally one question with two options, maybe three options in emails, okay, are increasing click-through rates by over 40% versus just standard content because people love that interactive nature of it all. And with one question quizzes, you don't even need a special platform. You could just do that with regular HTML in your email. But there are some platforms, and neither Daniel or I are getting paid by these platforms in terms of that we think are pretty good to use. So there's a couple that I'll throw out there. Typeform is one great platform to run your quizzes. Another one's called Octane AI. These are both really easy to use quiz platforms, whether you're B2B or on Shopify or anything like that. What else do you got, Daniel, as it relates to quizzes?
I mean, I'll add another one. I just remember the one we used at Stagnation. It's called Outgrow. So Outgrow is the one we used at Snack Nation. I haven't used it for a while, so don't hate me if it's not good anymore. But Outgrow is the one we used at Snack Nation to do our quizzes. What else do I have on the topic? The one thing I do want to preface is if you're creating a quiz, you should do upfront research on your audience before you create the quiz, because it could come off a little tone deaf to your audience if you don't really know them. So go look at the data, maybe do survey them before, see what the top products they're doing, see similar interests before you do a quiz, because it could come off really tone deaf if you don't know your audience. Say your audience is millennials and you start doing Gen Z stuff or um, Gen X stuff, like you're not, might come off tone deaf that you don't understand them. So really do the upfront research before you create that quiz.
Yeah, and try really hard. I don't care how boring the sector that you're in. You're a B2B plumbing supply company. You're like, oh, which faucet do you think is the way to go? That's boring. Okay. I don't care what industry you're in, consumer, B2B, try to tie in something, a fun element to it, right? Where if you're saying, okay, what type of HR director are you? And then you have a picture of a Maserati, you have a picture of a Taurus, you have a picture of a pickup truck, whatever, and it's kind of categorizing that person's kind of frame of mind into something that's kind of fun, that's something silly, a car vehicle that's tied to your job function, whatever it is. Which one of these vacations speaks to where your mindset is for 2025, ski vacation, whatever. You need to add the fun element into the quiz. If not, it's like you're back in school and you're getting tortured. So that's how you win the day. But if you're not leveraging quizzes, you're leaving one of the most highly engaging forms of content that exists out there right
And I just want to
now.
say this, you could do them in multiple different places, right? Like Jay said, you could do it to get a guide. You can do it so as content marketing play. You could do it as an offer play. So to get an offer to see like what e-commerce does to see your skin type, and then it will offer you what products are in that skin type. You could do it for B2B when you request a demo, or you could this is the product that is good for you based on your responses. And also, one thing I learned from quizzes is don't overthink every question. There's only one or two questions that really lead to the answer. The rest is just to add fun. So when you do going through quizzes, a lot of them are just trying to, there's one or two answers that will lead to the answer, and the rest is just like Jay said, what is your favorite holiday? That might not even matter to the end result of the quiz.
We did a quiz for our Guru conference because the theme this year was 1980s. So we did a quiz of which of these 1980s movies have you seen, and we had 50 movies of these, like Gremlins and Ghostbusters and Beverly Hills Cop. We got so much heat for which movies we didn't include in the list. People were like, "This quiz sucks. You didn't include these 5 movies." I'm like, Everyone needs to relax. Okay. And everyone's got to actually calm down. So, before we wrap up, let me ask you this question. What holiday movie, since we start out this way, is a must? Like Daniel's like, well, every year I watch this stupid movie. What is a must watch for you during the holidays?
This might be a lame answer, but I really like Grinch, and then I also like Home Alone. Those are the two.
Home Alone's great.
Yeah.
Home Alone is great.
What about you?
Christmas Vacation is absolute Chevy Chase. That's easily the best holiday movie of all time. Anybody that says otherwise has absolutely no idea what they're talking about, which would be inclusive of you. All right, we've talked about a lot today. There'll be no quiz following this. Follow Daniel Murray on LinkedIn, the Marketing Millennials podcast. Bathroom Break is going to dominate the charts. You're awesome, and go watch Christmas Vacation.
Daniel, come on, man. I got to get back to work. Get out of there. All right. While he's still in there, this is Jay. Check out my podcast, Do This, Not That, for marketers. Each week, we share really quick tips on stuff that can improve your marketing, and I hope you give it a try. Oh, here's Daniel. He's finally out.
Back from my bathroom break. This is Daniel. Go follow the Marketing Millennials podcast, but also tune into the series. It's once a week, the bathroom break. We talk about marketing tips that we just spew out, and it could be anything from email subject line to any marketing tips in the world. We'll talk about it. Just give us a shout on LinkedIn and tell us what you want to hear. Peace out.
Later.